this video, I transformed YouTubers' mascots into a fully fledged 3D model with no AI. And we are starting with...
Why is he super loud?
The first step is to make the base shape of the bell pepper from his Explain with Food series. I first modeled one side of the cube, then duplicated 3 more times and rotated to get the shape of the pepper. And yeah, that's about it, right? Actually, God, just spit everywhere. The cubes does not look like they're together and instead look very separated. So what I did was that I combined all the models together into one object. Then I sculpted the model to make it look like I blended the cubes together. I also added some more details around the edges to make it more chunky. But when you go to edit mode, you will see something like... So in order to fix that, I decided to use a thing called a B-Surface add-on tool where I can add new polygons that are stuck onto the original model. Alright, let's... Wait, why isn't it working? Alright, it's me for the future, and this took me like hours to figure it out. For some reason though, it doesn't seem to be working the new version of Blender. So, I recommend that you keep your old versions of the software in case if the new update starts to change something really stupid. Okay, I got the final model done. Yeah, if you compare the original model, you probably don't even know the difference. However, one of them doesn't take a lot of storage, while the other one, in my opinion though, it still looks kinda perfect, so let's add an ingredient called the displace modifier that randomly moves the vertices around. Now we turned a fake generated pepper into something that looks more real with less vertices. I also added the calyx and the stem of the bell pepper, even though the calyx probably won't be seen in the final view. Now if you go to render mode, you can see here that it is just all plain white because it simply has no textures. So I just changed the colors of it, and that's it, right? Nope, I added a whole boatload of random nodes together to get the details of the pepper. And look at this! That is one delicious pepper. So real, I can almost taste it. Next up, we need to start making the eyes. I could use the mug design as a reference, which would look really cool and transformative. Instead, I decided to go for his logo on his YouTube profile picture. So I just used a flat circle plane in front of the pepper to make the eye, and automatically this looks really good. But in some pictures, there are some eyebrows in his mascot, so that... Huh? Wait, where's my eyebrow go? What? Did he go over here? Where the hell did he go? Next, we need to make his mascot approachable because he does change his expressions a lot. And I realized that both of our mascots are kind of the same thing. We are both objects with eyes that move around. So I made a rig similar to mine with extra controls. Plus, in order to make this rig not too confusing, I used these empties to replace the standard bones. So now you can tell the difference of what bone does what. Alright, I think that was kinda easy. Let's see what time it... Wow. Now, I was kinda confused on what to do on the background. I did want something that is related to DougDoug, but I want it very simple. I was thinking like his live stream classroom or his real life streaming room, but that would take a long time, and plus, I don't really want the background to be the focus. So I decided to use the wood slab from his intros and this wall that he uses for his profile picture. For the lighting, I just used a simple HDRI from Polyhaven and made it transparent because it would not be seen in the final render. And after I got the lighting done, I started rendering the whole thing. And I will show you the final model at the end of the video. Alright, let's move on to...
Hey guys, Pointcrow here. Do you ever get collector's anxiety?
For Pointcrow, I was really thinking about doing his profile picture, but instead, I decided to go for his other mascot, the Doodle, made by the streamer and his manager, Abby Bagel. I tried looking for good references for the front and the side. Maybe I'm trash at googling, but I couldn't find anything. So I used Cricut to draw the reference of the Doodle. Although, I'm not actually the artist, so it looks kind of bad. In the end of the day though, it's just a reference. Anyways, I started modeling the base shape of the doodle, and right now, it kind of looks like a snowman. A melted snowman. I then made the top part of the beak and I duplicated it and turned it upside down to make the bottom part. Next, I could just use a sphere and place it on the head, but sometimes there will be some issues with the model. Instead, I used a plane with a shrink wrap and a solidify modifier, so that way I can move the eye around freely. Then for the legs, I kinda struggled on this one. I tried making the legs using curves, though the legs started to look weird. Then I tried making it like a twig, and it did not look good. So I made the final legs like this, and I think it works. Now, I could just be done with the model and move on with my life, but it feels a little bit empty. And this is where I decided to create the actual feathers of the real crow. For the wings, I created a quill with a simple curve, then I added 2 gimmick weight pens on the left and the right side. This will only make the bob to go to the specific areas of the quill. I also used a comb tool to change the shape of it. Now I could use the actual models of the wings, but I have to add more particle hair systems on the base of the doodle. And also, instead, I rendered a transparent PNG of the feather with the normal map, then imported it as a mesh plane to build the wings of the crow. It's probably not the best way to do it, but it will prevent my computer to. Next is the main feathers of the body. Now, I didn't record the rest of it because the process of making the bobs is too repetitive. Though here are the slideshows of what the renders look like over time. You can see how much better it looks because the beginning looks like an armed robber. I then choose to use the ice melting video for the background and use a cloth simulation like you see on those YouTube shorts to showcase the final models. And yeah, this is it. I hope you guys liked it. I realized that I could add new accessories to make this look a lot better or cooler, like adding a sword for a Pointcrow or other wild characters in the DougDoug universe. But it is clearly 4 AM and I'm getting very burnt out. Now, if you enjoy this video and want to see more, I bet that you will like this video, where I made famous YouTube animators into 3D models.